right? The GI Bill. Only white people could have the GI Bill. Was that an advancement? Yes. Black people could not have the GI Bill. Was that an advancement? No. Was that an obstacle? Yes. We just shifted space, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got slavery, advancement, obstacle. You got Reconstruction, advancement, obstacle. You got Jim Crow, advancement, obstacle. Like if you start to really just kind of up tempo, down tempo, these types of things, it really defeats a lot of those dumb arguments because you get to the point that you're now in the now. And you're like, well, none of that stuff is happening anymore. Okay, but we kept getting the merits as we were running in the race where we had to keep going back, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
somebody will hold us and be like, no, you stand still for it. You got a 10-minute penalty. Stand still, right? While
Right.
the other group, you get a 10-minute bonus. The driver's going to run you up, a quarter mile, hop in the cart, rest up, and run from up there. That's what's happening here. And all this being said is these weren't natural occurrences. These were designed and implemented by humanity with intention. So for those things that you could identify in that way, make amends. So and if they make amends, and this is the challenge to those of us, if they make amends and we agree to them, shut the hell up. Right? Like that you don't get to get the the settlement and still use the emotional leverage. Everybody got to disarm at this point. You agreed to it. We put the tape. You negotiated, came to a thing. All right, cool. Now all of it can just be American history. We just teach it as American history, and that's what we do. Compete from here on. But white America don't want to do that because white America don't like to share. Everything about America is about who gets the benefit. Everything about America is who gets the benefit. And then black folk, hey, y'all might not like this. We don't want it either. We like being taken care of. We like being able to have the moral high ground because we wouldn't do you the way you've done us. We wouldn't. So we wouldn't do it. So we like to hang out on that moral high ground and tell you about how evil you are and how bad you are.
That
Right?
that
So
goes back to the conversation of, in the opinions given by the justices of Plessy versus Ferguson, if blacks had dominance and created separate spaces, that would not inherently make a white person, the white people, inferior. It- I it I was screaming systemic racism in my head the entire time that was being read out, because no, black Americans did not have any kind of leverage to work out the laws, to work out businesses. They did not have land. You know, we were having a conversation about this whole the separate but equal, and so a community decides they need a pool. So I said, this is one of my easiest ways of trying to introduce other people to this concept, that you get that pool built, but now comes the law that you must have a pool for black people as well. And I say, in my silly head, I would have thought that that meant an absolutely equal in how big that pool was, how many maybe diving boards there were, um, how well it's taken care of, the lifeguard. But when you leave it to, well, you can make your own pool. No, you can't. And trying to point to a kiddie pool and saying, well, but they have a pool, while you're standing in front of your Olympic-sized I forget the word that, not above ground, in-ground pool. Most of the things that, when we get into community, we get into business, you cannot compare things built by businessmen with connections and knowledge of permits, all of the stuff that is involved with building. You can't just say, okay, now your turn. Like me, I wouldn't know the first thing about building a pool. I wouldn't know where to go. It is beyond individuals, and our conversations will come back to systemic racism a lot. Because we are still dealing with that.
Yeah, Marlon, I know you got to transition us out, bro.
Yeah, sorry.
Never,
I
never,
like
never
what you.
be, never be sorry. Never be sorry. It's time, but I'd rather have knowledge than going over. So never be sorry for the things said on this show.
No,
So
I'm not about to talk, but I don't want to throw you off. I know you're trying to work in our run long and stuff like that, but like what, but
oh,
Angela just hit
and
me.
I have tomorrow off. So take all the time.
Yeah, man, that's all right. I might work hard tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, I worked hard to get to this point. All right, but anyway,